Hi, Doug Hasty here, Down to Earth Golf. So you're getting really good at pitching. You want to refine it a little further? Let's talk about it. So what I've been talking about so far has been what we call a hinge and hold pitch shot. So I've been talking about hinging it and then holding on the way through. Now to me, that's my stock pitch shot. But some people like to release it. So what they mean by that is kind of re-hinging it. So I'm going to go up, hinge it, and re-hinge it on this side. And that is going to hit a higher shot. It's going to hit a higher, softer shot for sure. It's going to look something like this. Okay, and it's definitely one way to pitch. For some people, make sure they use the bounce, and that's a good thing. So I'd like you to try that. See what's comfortable for you. You could hit the same length shot with a hinge and hold. I can hinge and hold all the way through to a big finish, or I can kind of release it what I call re-hinge it. So try those two. See what works for you the best. The other thing you might want to try is changing your grip. Now, if you've got a really strong grip, you might find, boy, you know what? If I weaken my left hand, if I put it in my palm, it seems to work better for me. Try it out. Now, after saying that, there's been some really good people with strong grips that are good pitchers of the golf ball. Paul Azinger comes to mind back in the 90s. So just try it though. If I weaken my left hand, put it more on my palm of my left hand or my lead hand, and see what that does. You'll probably find it hits a little higher, a little softer, especially on these short pitch shots. So try that. Now, if you watch the understanding part with refinement, you'll see that I talk about tight lies. So I've got a tight lie here. I've got a ball with no grass underneath it, basically on hard pan, and that's how I had to hit this. So as I said, I don't want to be steep. I don't want to take away my bounce. I don't want to do this because if I hit the ground just a little bit before the ball there, it's going to dig in. I don't want to do that. I want to use this bounce. So I want to have a neutral shaft, not leaning this way, okay? And I want to come in pretty shallow on these shots. So in order to do that, I'm going to use less wrist hinge. So I'm going to go back up and maybe hinge them that much as opposed to that. So you're going to have less wrist hinge and come in. And the good thing about this shot is that even if that bounce of that club hits the ground a little bit before the ball, I'll still hit a good shot. So I'd rather hit a little fat than thin, okay? So I set up the neutral shaft, take it back with a little less wrist hinge, and come into the ball. I'll show you a video of that. So hopefully you saw in that video how the club comes into the ball with a shallow angle of attack and that bounce hits the ground. So that's what I want you to understand for instruction for pitching the ball. We'll talk about open faces in another video. Good golfing.